Sarah's hands trembled slightly as she hung up the phone, the echo of her family's accusations still ringing in her ears. 23 years had passed since her world crumbled, yet somehow the past had clawed its way back into her present. It began when Sarah was just a young mother, cradling her 2-year-old son while juggling nursing school textbooks. Her husband's betrayal cut deep. Not just the affair, but the timing. She was vulnerable, dependent, building a future for their family while he was building one with someone else. When he walked out, Sarah faced an impossible choice: abandon her education or find a way to survive. "Please," she had begged, swallowing her pride. "Just let me finish school. It's the only way I can support our son." Her ex-husband, perhaps feeling the weight of his guilt, agreed to continue funding her education. It was, he said, the least he could do. But his affair partner had other plans. Pregnant and possessive, she demanded the tuition payments stop. "That money belongs to our baby now," she declared. Yet Sarah's ex-husband held firm, continuing to pay for the remaining 18 months despite his new partner's fury. Those years that followed were brutal. While his affair partner settled into Sarah's former marital home, Sarah scraped by in a cramped apartment, studying by lamplight after her son fell asleep, surviving on ramen noodles and sheer determination. Every night she whispered promises to her sleeping child. "Mommy will make this right. We'll be okay." And she did make it right. Sarah became a nurse practitioner, building a successful practice and a stable life. She never remarried, choosing instead to focus entirely on her son and career. Success tasted sweeter because of how hard she'd fought for it. 23 years later, her son's joyful announcement that he was expecting brought tears to her eyes. Sarah gathered treasured mementos: his childhood stuffed animal, sentimental keepsakes, and a generous check to help with baby expenses. Her heart swelled with grandmother-to-be excitement as she drove to his home. The surprise encounter with her ex-husband and his wife should have been just an awkward moment. But when the affair partner spotted the check on the counter, her eyes narrowed with familiar greed. "Maybe since you have all this money now, you can finally pay us back what you took for college." The words hit Sarah like a physical blow. 23 years of silence about repayment. 23 years of her ex-husband never once suggesting she owed him anything. Now, watching her son's face crumple with embarrassment, Sarah felt the old rage resurface. "Do you need the money?" Sarah asked, voice steady despite her racing heart. "It's about principle," came the cold reply. "Principle." Sarah almost laughed at the audacity. This woman, who had broken up a marriage, moved into another woman's home, and now demanded repayment for an education that enabled Sarah to support the child her affair partner's actions had helped destabilize. "I will absolutely not pay you back," Sarah declared, her voice finding strength she'd forgotten she possessed. "Especially not to someone who ended up in my marital home while I lived in poverty for years." Now the entire family was choosing sides. 3 relatives had already called, demanding Sarah get over herself and pay up. Her son, caught in the middle, was being pressured to convince his mother to surrender money she'd earned through decades of hard work. As Sarah sat in her quiet home, surrounded by the life she'd built from nothing, one question echoed in her mind. After surviving abandonment, betrayal, and poverty to become successful on her own terms, should she now pay the very woman who had tried to sabotage her education from the beginning? What do you think? How would you handle being asked to repay someone who actively tried to prevent your success? Share your thoughts in the comments below.